What's the haps, chaps? Back again, Red and Tera show.
What a dukes.
We've another segment here. Hopefully this time we'll stick to the topic, but quite possibly not. I'm sure there's aliens or something we could be talking about.
I like
Important
aliens.
stuff. I like aliens. I met one once.
Cool guy.
Actually did. Did we tell that story before? We may have to get into that sometime.
We'll do a paranormal section.
Hey, right. So this segment here.
You got it right.
Shout out to the GRIPT again. It's a segment they've done on. It's probably somewhat similar to the last topic we had, where they're increasing energy prices for electric vehicles. This one is Eamon Ryan trying to charge people out of being able to own big cars because that will save the environment. Something along them lines.
Absolute cabbage.
We can jump straight into it and then we can stop for a second. So, Eamon Ryan, and remember, this is the same Eamon Ryan who told you could save energy by, what was it?
Taking longer driving trips, was it? Or shorter driving trips? Or walking more? Or
No. It was something about how to save energy, save money on your energy bills. Something that he said recently.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like walk more and fucking.
No, but it was like in your gaff, like, you
shower less or something.
Shower less and something like that. Like,
or don't shower for as long, and only do short drives or something like that. Like, or keep short, or only do long drives or something. Because you can't do short drives because you're running on choke and you end up using all your fucking diesel anyway. So it must be long drives. But either way, whatever it is, he's a fucking donkey.
Yeah. So this is the same guy who cycles to the Dáil while his ministerial car drives behind him to save the climate. Where's Greta when you need her? So Eamon Ryan is planning to disincentive the sale of SUVs by increasing their VRT because they and I wouldn't mind not to get into it, but VRT is actually illegal under European law, but
that's actually bad grammar.
You know what I mean?
It should be incentivize or desensitize. Desensitize the voice.
Disincentivize, yeah. We let it slide. Because they are not as environmentally friendly as a smart car. Minister Ryan explained that the government has worked to change the tax system in Ireland, and one of the things we do want to achieve is to promote more energy-efficient vehicles to reduce the amount of imported fuel, because that is a big security risk for us.
And a good way, in fairness to Eamon Ryan, as the salesman that he is, a great way to get people to buy electric cars is by increasing the pump by 53%. Stupid cunt.
The explanation is that having SUVs is a security risk for Ireland. Everyone knows this isn't the reason why the Green Party want to move against SUVs. Jesus Christ. It is actually about the cost of steel, he admits. He is worried the SUVs will be too costly, so we will tax them. I think over half of new cars being bought are SUVs. They're very heavy and expensive. So not once has he said anything about the environment here. We're going to see all sorts of costs increase, unfortunately, because of this crisis. What crisis would that be? And one of those is the cost of steel. But this is not the reason either.
No,
it's about safety.
Expensive cars, electric cars are expensive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so if he's worried about the cost of cars,
he's not trying to save you from the expense of an electric smart car. To save you from the expense of an SUV because of the steel, Right, so that's not the reason either, right?
Yeah, okay.
So it's about safety. These heavy steel cars are dangerous. Having the characteristic where the largest number of our cars are very large and very expensive, using a lot of fuel, there's safety concerns as well around that. Equally confusing as right. But really, it's about fuel and not liking big cars or cars at all. This is the Green government. The conversation is reminiscent of recent Dublin City Council Chief Executive Owen Keegan. Your man Owen Keegan is a psycho, spastic. Comments about traffic users in the city. He highlighted the need to aggressively restrict road space for cars in Dublin City because the current level of restrictions have not convinced enough people to stop using cars. Incredibly, he says, Dublin motorists were proving a very resilient group with a remarkable capacity to endure long and variable journey times as they continue to travel by private car. Or maybe they have no other options because your
Yeah,
public
that's it. Because we
transport
have
is a
to.
fucking joke.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but public transport is shocking, and because we all have to move further and further away from the city because they've made it so fucking expensive to live there. People have to travel in cars to get to work, you silly, stupid cunts. And don't we keep fucking accommodating the people who walk. Oh, we need more walkways. Oh, yeah, because they're paying road tax, aren't they? They're paying fucking insurance every year. They're paying like the diesel that's going up every fucking week and the petrol's going up. They're pumping all that money into the economy, aren't they? So, yeah, let's look after them, you silly, silly bastard. I
You tell
fucking
them
hate
that.
these people. I
Like
hate these
you
people.
have people, right, who would encourage you to drive less, okay? But while people were banned from driving in Ireland during their lockdown, they had to reimburse the toll companies because people weren't using the tolls enough.
Yeah.
So they did, like, we can't disincentivize people from using their cars enough. So we're gonna make life really difficult for them. And then if you stop using it, it'll be like, oh no, well, we still have to charge you for it because we need that
But
money
that's
for
why, do
tax.
you know what we need? Like, we need a national don't pay a road tax month or something like that. And just plan it like for 6 months ahead. So
Yeah.
like everyone can just
Well, like
pay
that's
off.
how, like,
Like,
don't pay your energy bill. Like, did you see
no,
with
no,
the
I
energy stuff?
understand that,
It's
but
like
like,
if you don't use energy, we're going to charge you a non-use fee.
yeah.
Like,
What I'm saying is, yeah, but you're not going to
there's
get
no
people
way
to do that.
around
People are
it.
still, but
I
like
know.
motorists
But
are
come here, you're not going to get
fucking.
these. You couldn't get these retards in Ireland to take their masks off, even when they were told they didn't have
Yeah,
to wear them with
that's
a
true.
great
Yeah.
furor.
But even with the
They're still in
gas,
their cars on their own wearing them. You know what I mean? Like, so
like
you think these people aren't going to pay their car tax? Like,
there's supposed to be like a fucking boycott on even garages for the way
and here,
they stung
have,
people, and not one person took part in the boycott. Everyone still went and supported the
no, yeah.
garages. Like, it's
And
fucking
come here,
mental. Like,
did
the weakest men, it is the weakest people in the world are fucking Irish people.
without a doubt. I'd be looking at these grown Irish men wearing their masks like little sissy girls in shops and be like, yeah, you're just the biggest pussy the world ever fucking created. You haven't had to try get your NCT recently, have you?
I got it done in September, which is good for another. It's 2023, so I'm all right.
Right, you're newish because like mine was up in February, and from February I've been getting on trying to book, and every time I got on trying to book online, it's gone from June to July to August to September now is the nearest date, and I refuse to book it because I'm like, I'm not waiting till then. And I don't know, many times I've emailed them, tried to ring them, can't get through to them. Like, now I haven't been doing it every day, like fucking far, but like every couple of days, be like, try ring them again, ring out, hit the answering machine, be on hold for 10, 15 minutes, hang up, email them to get back to me to try and get onto this priority list so we can supposedly get one done soon. And like, literally, they're out giving fucking penalty points to people who haven't got their NCT done. And it's like, yeah, but you're forcing me as a requirement
that's why
have
you need to
this
book it,
cert.
though. That's why you need to book it. So once you
No,
book
no,
it,
people even with them booked. People with them booked that are like, yeah, I know, but they told me it's not for 3 months. Don't care, it's out of date, 3 penalty points.
nah, I think you'd win that in the
No,
courts.
no, no. I was listening on the radio. I can't remember. I think it was Noel Boylan or
No,
something.
no,
Like that.
no. I'd say the guard are doing it, but if you went to court with that, you'd say
If you appealed it, I'm sure, yeah.
I physically could not
This is
get
what I'm
this done
saying. Like,
because of delays.
you're telling
So,
me I have a
and then if you win
requirement to
that
have
case,
this.
you fucking take the cop of the court.
No, but like, nah, you're not going to do that.
Fixed,
Like,
that fixed the fine. Well,
they're
I
not
mean,
going to do that.
He wasn't
But
acting as the guard.
you're telling me I have to have this I'm required to have this document. Then you don't provide any sort of way for me to go and get that. Like, it's typical Ireland. You know what I mean? It's the way it goes. People don't care. Like, they'll just do whatever.
That's so. Even when I was trying to get, because I was as I said, I had COVID last week, so I could try and sort out the put payment thing. And when I called the girl, I had to ring up because I made they sent me a joke about, oh, when your doctor gets onto us. I'm like, oh, the fucking doctor, like, I got done the PCR, but I rang them up and the girl was like, oh, I see your card is out of date since 2020, and I was like, yeah.
What?
How not my social services card, because it was through the. I had to get
Oh yeah, mine's out. Yeah, years. Like,
and I was like, oh yeah. I said, well, I haven't heard anything about this at all. Like, I said, I don't take this out as I've been working, so I don't check it. And she's like, oh yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna. You'll have to get that sorted. So I'm not sorting that. was like, if you want me to have this card, send me out a date to renew it, and I'll renew it. Like, don't be. I'm not getting onto you and chasing you down. I'm not doing
But
your
there was
job
a
for you.
huge problem with that because that was a breach of the GDRP that you had to actually have that.
GDPR.
Yeah, so like people were like, "That's breach of law," and but they were trying to force you to have it, and you'd have to have that to get other things and all, like, and that just all fell apart for them, like.
Yeah.
So they tell you to go and get that, just go, nah, like, I'm grand.
Yeah, it's still the same person. Like, it's I don't care if it's in date or not. No, it's not even that. Like, if they send me out a letter to
Well,
renew
you
it,
can't
I'll
pay me
renew it.
put payment that you should put
No,
in
no,
place
she
for me,
did. Like, I still
exactly,
got it,
like,
but she's
you
saying
just
like, oh,
tell
in
her
the
to
future
shut up
that could
and
be
you
a
pay
problem.
me.
And I'm like, no, not at all. It's nothing to do with me. When
Yeah.
you send me a letter to say renew this, if I'm off work that day, or I can make arrangements and it suits me, I'll do it. If not, it is what it is, pal. Like, I mean, I'm not, like, this is important to you because it's your job. It's not that important to me. Like, and if I ring you, and as you're saying, anything you're trying to ring now, it's 45. We're experiencing a lot of it because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
COVID. It's like, no, like, fuck, COVID's finished. You can't keep using excuses of COVID. You know what I mean? If you're letting people work from home,
Hire more people, you know what I mean?
yeah, but no, just stop letting people work from home because they're clearly
Yeah.
out walking their dog when we're trying to ring and get our stuff.
No,
So,
yeah.
like,
Like the amount of jobs I'm going in on and the cunts are still at home, like,
yeah,
oh, sorry, just let you, I'm on a call there, like, if you need me, just give me a shout, like, it's like, you're still at home, like, do you not,
oh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
So have the people to see if you're like off early or ever that, or you're driving around, or you have a day off during the week and you're driving around, all the people that you see outside, like a good 40% of them are working from home. They're just not working from fucking home. Like,
Man, this crash that's coming is going to be a wake up call for a lot of people. Anyway, let me jump back in here. We will try and stick to the topic, folks. Apologies for that.
okay,
So
I'm not sorry, but whatever.
So they endure blah blah blah. The green solution: make their journeys even longer and more costly, make parking impossible or impossibly expensive, make their lives so miserable that they've no choice but to comply and conform or crack up or lose their jobs with stress, pass the pain to their children as well. Quite clearly, the Greens and others have learned from the privilege of kings where taxation was seen as a right. This is the nature of modern government. The responsibility to impose taxes is seen as an entitlement, the privilege, blah, blah, blah. USC is the greatest. We know all that. Well, the Greens, expect the government and the Greens already get locked. Right, so, not really. It's an opinion piece.
Yeah,
Well done, Dave
yeah.
Reynolds.
But it's all about that they're going to just keep taxing us over this. That's what they want to do. But again, no fucking contingency. This is what's wrong with the fucking Egypts. It's always we have to take the hit. So what you want to do is, like, somebody made the point to the government saying that you want us all to be driving electric cars, but you haven't got enough charging points around. Oh, well, we want people to buy the cars first.
Do you
And
remember your
then
man
we'll
was
put
stood
the
up at Bushy Park with the new centre where they had loads of charging points and literally loads of people got on going, I live beside that. They're not active. They don't even work like.
Yeah,
They
but
won't be
no,
online for another 4
but
months.
exactly. But the point is that it's just the strategy. Like you're saying, well, we're going to try and make it as difficult or nearly impossible, or as impossibly as expensive to park in the city center. Okay, fair enough. So we can't park in the city center because it's going to be so expensive. So what are all those now plug charges and no? Oh no, they're not. That's not in there either. So you just don't want anyone to park in fucking town at all. You're not going to utilize the space now to plug in the vehicles to promote electric. It's absolute mind bending how these people are still in fucking charge. Like it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking that these people are still in charge. Like, absolute. But they said that they did come out and say that we want people to buy the cars first, and then we'll put in the stations. I was like, well, how am I going to drive my car to fucking work if there's nowhere to park the bastard?
But there's,
Oh, yeah, we'll just buy the car. We'll
someone
just buy
out
it. Then
there
we
that
put
will
them in.
like be, I have me yoke and it's so inconvenient for me, but I'm saving the environment. Like,
No, but they know they're not saving the environment. It's nothing to do with
no,
that.
no,
People are just full
they
of
don't know
shit.
anything. They just repeat whatever they're told. Like,
I don't
if
know.
we've learned nothing over the last couple of years, Red, we've learned that.
Did you see that video of the girl that was out trying to promote it, and she had it plugged into the building, and they were talking. It's like, oh yeah, all this energy and it's saving costs, and you're just plugged in. It's all electricity, there's no fossil fuels. And then your man was like, what's charging the vehicle? Oh well, it's electricity. It's coming up through. It's electricity. And he goes, no, I understand that. What's powering the electricity? And she just stops and goes, oh, it comes from that building there. And he's like, okay, what's charging that building? Oh, oh God. Is it
Wouldn't be a
coal? I think.
hydroelectric plant or anything like that.
She's like, is it coal? I think maybe fossil fuels. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, and she's just doing like this big sale pitch. And I was like, you're telling me that it's like completely fossil fuel free, but it's probably costing more fossil fuel to charge that just for that to happen than that's actually going into the car. Like, absolute. But the problem is they're committed to the lie. They're committed to the lie.
I
And that's the
know,
problem.
and a good one as well. I seen a guy pulled over with a guard and they were doing a dip test.
Oh
And the
yeah,
guy's driving an electric
car.
electric car, and he's just like, this should be fun.
They should have actually showed it.
He should have. It was probably just to save the embarrassment that the cunts.
I wouldn't have.
No,
I'd have been as difficult as possible. Going, this is ridiculous. And then start giving, and then let them get their fucking back up and blah 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 blah. Go say, yeah, it's an electric car. You fucking morons. I mean, I got pulled over by a guard before, and he was like, what are you doing in the bus lane? And I was like, what? He was like, what are you doing in the bus lane? And I was like, what am I doing in the bus lane? He was like, what are you doing? I'm not going to ask you again. What were you doing in the bus lane? Give us your license. And I was like, for what? And he looks at me like, for driving in the bus lane. And I was like, what day is it today, officer? And his face just fucking dropped. And then he turned around, got on his bike, and just nothing else said. Because it was a Sunday. He obviously thought it was a fucking Saturday or a Monday. And he was such a dickhead about it. What are you doing? And then as soon as I said to him, and do you know why he thought? And this is the other thing as well. Do you know why he thought? I must have thought it because I was coming from down Fairview Strand. Shocker block. Not one person in the bus lane on a Sunday. And I just cruising down the bus lane past everybody because it's like, you're allowed to fucking use it. Like,
you go down Drumcondra at like 10:05 in the morning, heading into town, and bus lane the whole way past a line of traffic, and you see every cunt looking at you like, that cunt using the bus lane, I hope he gets put. And it's like, can you not read the sign? Like, from 10 to 12, it's not a bus lane. Like,
Oscar Traynor Road is the exact
you know what I mean? Like,
pulled over as well on the Oscar Traynor Road. Similar thing. As I was walking at Keelan's and I was heading there, I was doing like a fucking 12 o'clock shift or something. It's about 11:30. The cop whoops me in, pulled over, and he's like, and the guy's thing was, it was right in front. I knew he was pulling me for, so I kept driving until I pulled in the front of the sign. And then he got out and he was like, what are you doing with the bus lane? And he already said to me, right? I'll actually never forget this. And he's like, he was like, you're the bus lane, because it was obviously he was wrong. I was like, officer, I said, I'm allowed in the bus lane. It's if you look at the sign there, it's right in front of you. It says between 10 and 12, you can use the side bus lane. And he looks at it and he's like, yeah, well, nobody else is using it, so you should be queuing with everybody else. And I was like, oh no, I don't live my life by everyone else. I was like, if I'm not breaking the law, I'm allowed to do this. Yeah, well, you shouldn't be. And I was like, all right, but I am, and I'm allowed to. So like, what? And he just turned around and he just kind of shook his head and kind of, I'd say he felt like an absolute fucking moron.
No,
but the way he said to me, like, nobody else is in it, so what are you doing? Nobody else is.
Like, how dare you think for yourself and be sentient and see?
But it's like, oh, I'm wrong, rather than say, oh yeah, ha, sorry about that, pal. It's like, well, nobody else is in it. Officer, you're a fucking moron. Yeah. You're like, well, it's scary that you have the job you have, if that's how you think. Like, but again,
and to think he could have dragged you out of that car, bet you around, and you would have had people on fucking
the Journal
or something like that saying, yeah, well, you know, scumbag should have just done what the guy that told him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
anyway,
the bus lane.
We wrapped that segment.
Yeah, but if he was driving the bus lane, the guard wouldn't have stopped him. Yeah, but he was allowed to drive the bus lane. Yeah, well,
he obviously
was antagonizing. Yeah, he was antagonizing the officer.
He should have just done what he was told anyway. Like,
yeah.
Right. So we wrapped that segment up there. Peace out, bitches.
Peace out, bitches.